Crap with Beth and Matt. Cut to Crap is the world's #1 no bullshit health and fitness podcast. Hello, friends and fellow no bullshitters. It's time for another episode. This week we are doing a live stream on TikTok where we take your health, fitness, mindset, and fat loss questions. This one was high energy, engaging, and lots of fun to take part in. Let's jump into 60 minutes of action.
What's up, Matt?
Yeah, all right. All right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How's your... Yes, fuck keto. I love the shirt. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt live on TikTok.
Live podcast.
So today we are going to be, like we normally do on Fridays, we're taking your questions, but with a twist. We're going to be taking your questions, we're going to chat with you guys, and we're recording this, and we're going to release it on our podcast, Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt. So if you're not already subscribed to that, for those of you that are tuning in now, go ahead and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and anywhere else you would listen to your podcasts. So, and we appreciate you guys being here.
Yes, thank you. We released a new one today with Enrico Incarnati. He's actually on TikTok. He's a videographer, photographer.
Yes. Fantastic episode. That was a lot of fun.
Super fun. So
the questions are rolling in, it looks like. Did you have something you wanted to say first? Were you just reading some comments?
Oh, someone was just saying my hair looks good. So.
Oh, well, that's nice, right?
Well, thank you.
We got a lot of good mornings. Good morning, you can eat cake. Oh, hi, Gina. Let's see. Love you guys. Thank you, Jennifer. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Riley. Good morning, Blonde Shells. And so I have my first question. What's that?
First, someone was saying they were just listening to episode 6. I don't know which one that is. Do you remember?
Episode 6.
Matt's hair looks great.
I think episode 6 was with Susan, I think. Susan Niebergall, I think.
Oh, right. She was our first guest.
She was our first guest. Yeah. Yep. My hair looks great. Thank you.
Someone was asking, the podcast is called Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Sabrina, Beefcake Brina.
Beefcake.
Nice.
Yes, Beefcake Brina. She's amazing. Awesome.
Okay, do you have a question?
I do. Let's get into the questions.
Any questions yet.
Cool. Let's not waste any time. Blonde Shells says, I have a dumb question about protein powder. Can you bake with it or use it in cocoa and it be the same? Yeah, you can definitely bake with it. Yeah. Yeah, you can add that shit to everything.
Bake with others.
Yeah, I would use like a whey protein, and especially like if you're gonna bake with it, it depends what your goal is, right? Like you want to make sure you get the right flavor or an unflavored protein powder. If you're just using it just to get more protein into your food, get an unflavored protein powder, right?
Yeah, for sure. Lauren Ponder, I love this lady. Everyone calls her aggressive, but she's just flipping honest.
If our honesty is aggressive, then fuck it.
Yeah, I get that a lot. So does Matt, I think, too.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I get comments all the time. Oh, I'd share your content, or I'd watch your content, but you swear too much. I'm like, all right, fucking move on then. I'm not for everybody.
Everyone.
No, we're not.
We're not supposed to be.
No. If we were for everyone,
morning,
we would be. If we were for everyone, we would probably be selling you a magical fat loss pill.
Yeah.
Fit over 50. What's up, Michael? Michael is doing.
Fit over 50.
Have you seen Michael's challenge that he's doing this year? So last year he did.
Push-ups or something?
Yeah. So last year he did 1 million skips of the jump rope. This year he's doing 100,000 push-ups. Fucking insane.
That's amazing.
Props to you, Michael. Amazing. Jennifer McDonald, 48, said, love your podcast. That's how I found you. Oh, that's cool. You found us via the podcast. That's really cool.
That's amazing.
That's really cool.
Guys, I love it. Love this so much. What is the tattoo on my finger? It's an eagle. It's not on this one. It's on this one.
You know what? I can't do that. I can't just hold my ring finger. No, I can't. I got to force it, and it's still not even, I can do this, but I can hold my middle finger up, no problem. I'm very good at that. All right. Okay. Meathead1480. Joe says, can we talk more about people struggling to gain weight and keep that muscle mass on? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
That's a good one. It's very hard for people to gain weight, actually,
Yeah.
when you're trying.
Intentionally gaining weight, and because usually when you're wanting to intentionally gain weight, right, you're not wanting to put on like a bunch of fat with it. A little bit of fat gain is inevitable, but you know, it goes to it's honestly it's the same principles as being in a calorie deficit. It's just you need to be consistent with it, you need to be intentional with it, and it definitely helps to track your calories. That's one thing I see all the time is I'm trying to gain weight and I eat all the time. I eat so much, but I'm not gaining weight. Well, you're not eating enough, right? So you got to eat, and first of all, you got to eat enough to lose fat safely. Now, when we're gaining weight, you need to eat enough consistently. So figure out where your calories are, your maintenance level calories, just like with your calorie deficit. Figure out how many calories you need to maintain your weight, and then add on 200 to 300 calories onto that. Protein shakes are going to be a really good friend for you, especially protein shakes with a bunch of extra shit in it, like peanut. A common one is like adding peanut butter, right? And seeds and things like that to your protein shakes. That way you can get literally like 800 to 1,000 calorie protein shake, and it doesn't fill you up, because that's the biggest. For gaining weight, a lot of people struggle with that is because they're not hungry and eating that much food. If you're trying to bulk, and you're going to have to eat when you're not hungry most of the time. You're going to
have to eat when you're uncomfortably not hungry.
Yeah.
And like Matt was saying, like add things that don't have a lot of volume but are higher in calorie. Like start cooking with oils and nut butters, and like you said, seeds and things, avocado.
For sure. For sure.
All right, Libra rising. Hi, Beth. Why do I start to shake when I do exercises like hollow body holds? Because they're fucking hard. I shake when I do those too.
Props. First of all, props to you for doing hollow body holds. That's not an easy movement to do.
It's actually a good one to actually work on your chin ups with, is the hollow body hold, because you're in that chin up position and you're, so hollow body holds. They make me shake.
Yeah, for sure. And that's you'll get that a lot with different movements. Like I shake when I do dumbbell bench press. No matter how strong I get and how much I do it, I'm still gonna shake. It's you're busting your ass. You're working hard. You're challenging your muscles. So that's why.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with it. Whoop whoop. My favorite too. Thank you, Angelique. Thank you. We appreciate that. Good morning. Love you guys. Well, we love you too, Nancy. Thank you, and good morning. And good morning to you too, aka Tude66. All right, I'll take a question now.
Good morning. Your turn.
Shy.xo says, so my question, I'm a week into staying in a calorie deficit, also walking on treadmill. Why is my weight going up? Your weight could be going up for a lot of different reasons. But first of all, it's only been a week. But also, how do you know you're in a calorie deficit? So I always start there. Like, do you think you're in a calorie deficit, or are you sure? 1 week isn't enough time to know if you're in a calorie deficit, because it's going to take some time. Like, even if you were to use a calorie calculator, those are estimates. So you need to get your number and do that for a couple of weeks. Be fucking consistent with it for a couple of weeks, and then you'll know whether or not you're in a deficit or not. But don't also just look at the scale. Like,
right.
We say this all the time.
Listen to our last episode about the scale.
Yeah, episode 16. We talked. We ranted about the scale long and hard. There's much better ways to measure progress. Get yourself a tape measure. Start there. So.
All right, we have a question from Lee Izzard. What are some tips for graveyard workers? All right, so I need more context. Like, tips for what?
I'm assuming for nutrition. My assumption is nutrition there. And my assumption when you say graveyard worker is also going to be nurse, because that's what I see the most. Nurses working 12-hour shifts overnight. Right. You have to still be intentional with it. You have to eat on a schedule. And I know it can be crazy for you as a nurse. You don't get a lot of time to yourself or any time to yourself. But quick snacks are going to be your best friend at that point too, like protein bars, fruit, beef jerky, things like that, protein shakes, and planning your meals and planning your snacks.
And if you're tracking, your day starts when you wake up and ends when you go to bed. So it's the same thing as us. It's just different times.
Yeah, exactly. There's no difference. No difference. Factual physique. Yo, Matt, dude. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Adam. How you doing, man? Great question here. Jennifer McDonald 48 said, do either of you offer group coaching, or if not, can you recommend someone who does? Thanks. I'm going to let Beth take this one.
I actually have group coaching. Another round is starting in February 7th, actually. And the signups for that start, I think, next week or the week after. That includes like Monday night Zoom coaching call, monthly workouts, nutrition guidance, accountability, and all that stuff. So yes. Cool. If you're not on my email list, you can sign up for my newsletter on my website, and you'll be notified for that if you're interested.
So by the time this episode is out, you'll probably be having signups open for that then, if I had to imagine, because this episode should be out within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I do not currently offer group coaching. We did one round at the end of last year. We used that round to kind of see what we can do better, and so we're going to retailer our group coaching, and we'll relaunch that at some point this year, but we don't currently have a date. So definitely go with Beth on that one.
All right. Michael Sarton, 948. What is the best thing to eat post-workout? I think a lot of people overcomplicate this question.
Food.
The pre-workout, post-workout food, you know?
Yeah.
You know, get some form of protein in. Is, really like, my workout kind of ends right before lunch. So I just have lunch and with
conveniently
protein.
Timed.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, definitely. I mean, real food. So of course you want to get protein in at some point, and a carb source to replenish your glycogen storages. Because you just depleted your energy storages when you were working out. So you definitely want to get some carbs in at some point. I want to touch on this for 30-minute anabolic window that's thrown around all the time for working out. Don't worry about that. That's really not
right.
For 99% of the population. First of all, the anabolic window is bullshit, but for most people, timing doesn't really matter. So just get some protein and some carbs in after your workout. I would prefer a simple carb kind of sooner after your workout, but if you can't do that, that's not a big deal. It's not going to ruin anything.
Yeah.
Chuck Lada Tang said, when are you guys releasing your magic weight loss pill? That's a great question. So I started this new series. I've only done one video of it so far this week, but I'm calling it my magical fat loss pill series. And in it, I just described the basics, right? Like going on more walks, eating more whole foods and fruits and vegetables. The next video is going to be getting enough sleep and recovery and things like that. So just focus. If we were to have a magical weight loss pill, it would be focusing on the basics: hydration, strength training, movement, eating nutritious foods, getting a good night's sleep. I think I said that already. So,
boring basic
shit.
Boring basic shit. Like, is there anything else? No.
Yeah, that's a common question we get, right? When a new client starts with us, like, what else? Like, well, no, there is no what else. There is no and then. There is no and then. It's we're going to do these things, and we're going to do them consistently. We're going to get really fucking good at them, and that's how we're going to get progress.
That's why I started that video series, I think, right before New Year's Eve, and I'm not adding on to the video series because I wanted everyone to master 3 things.
Yeah.
And it's getting water in, 10 to 30-minute walk, and a palm full of protein. And that's it. And,
Boom.
People are probably like, where's the rest of the video series? It's because you got to master those first.
That's because we're so conditioned to think that we've got to be killing ourselves in the gym 6 days a week and doing fucking circuit training every day and high interval and intensity training. Like it's insane. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of water, cheers.
I got my coffee water.
Coffee water.
Is fiber from Lauren Ponder? Is fiber important to prioritize? Absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
women should get 25 to 30 grams of protein, and I believe men around 50, if I'm not mistaken. 40 to 50, I think.
Yeah, 40 to 50 or so. It's a general guideline. Yeah.
Make sure you get those fruits and veggies. It helps you poop.
Gotta love good and healthy poop. Yeah. And also with like if you're trying to get fiber, one of the best ways I always tell people to start getting more fiber in, fucking fruit. Eat more fruit.
Yes, berries. Like you said the other day, raspberries.
Yeah.
Such a good fiber source.
That one serving of raspberries that I had the other day, I think it was like 9 grams of fiber in that one serving.
Yeah.
Like that's a third of my, that's a third if I were a female, that'd be a third of my intake right there. So 2 pieces of fruit, 2 servings of fruit every day, you're going to be crushing your fiber. And the nice thing about fiber, especially with the fruit, is, people talk about how fruit's bad for you because of the sugar. Well, guess what? You're getting fiber with that, which is going to help to minimize the impact on your blood sugar.
Yep.
Can we help the people that are struggling to gain weight and keep muscle mass on? Joe, that's Joe's question again, it looks like. Is there anything else we can touch on for that? Because I know I would love to talk more about weight gain and keeping muscle mass on and things like that. But
prioritize strength training. We're like progressive overload strength training.
Yeah. So progressive overload with strength training. If we're trying to get bigger, trying to build bigger muscles, stronger muscles, progressive overload just means we're getting better at a movement over time. So, the 2 most popular ways to progressively overload is to add reps onto your workout or add weight onto your workout. There's other ways that you can do it, but those are the 2 ones mainly. So you don't need to be changing up your workouts all the time. Stop changing up your move. Stop doing a different workout every week, every day. Yeah. You should be rinse and repeating the same ones. Get really fucking good at those movements, and you will get bigger and stronger.
Yep. All right, Alicia Otto J. Any books you guys would recommend for new trainers trying to further my education after my cert? I just so happen to be in my office, and I have a few books here that I love. So if you're talking like personal trainer, I would go with Practical Programming for Strength Training by Mark Rippetoe.
Mark Rippetoe is amazing.
Also, yes. And RP has a great book. It's not downstairs here, but that's for nutrition. I would say RP, great book. And also Brett Contreras has a few really good books. The Glute Lab, I have the Glute Lab, Curves. Yeah. That's a good one. Body Weight Strength Training Anatomy actually is a really good one because this one shows muscles and all that stuff. Yep. So this is a good one by Brett Contreras.
My contribution to this would be, those are all great recommendations, and I only want to add one onto that list, which would be Rebuilding Milo. Rebuilding Milo, squat.
I haven't heard of that one.
The Squat University guy, I believe, wrote that book. So he's a physical therapist. So that's it. It lists obviously your entire body and injuries that you can see and how to rehab and how to prevent those injuries and things like that, which is really great. So whenever I have a client that's struggling with like some type of ailment, I'll look into that book for some suggestions and guidance. And it's all evidence based, which is amazing. So it's a newer book. It just came out, I think, last year. So.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Okay, so Kept Calm Kate said, I lost 16 kilograms in a deficit and I gained 10 back. Will I succeed if I start again? Will it be difficult? Yeah, you can definitely succeed if you start again. But I want to touch, will it be difficult? I mean, yeah, weight loss is hard. In theory, it's very easy, but in practice, it's hard. But you gain 10 back.
How did you lose the first amount of weight, and was it sustainable?
Right.
Obviously, probably not a sustainable way. So you need to create a lifestyle that you can stick to and not do something very restrictive,
Yeah.
Learning how to, not gain the weight back, basically. What you do during the diet is the same thing that you do during maintenance.
Yeah.
And that's why diets don't work, is because
they don't teach you the maintenance part. They don't teach you the after the diet.
Yeah.
Right. But also I want to say, like, when you lose weight, a little bit of weight regain is more than likely normal, because you're going to start eating more food. We're not going to go back to just a free for all and eating like an asshole. That's how you gain the weight back. But if you lost the weight in a sustainable manner that we always talk about, slow and controlled, eating your favorite foods, in moderation, then the maintenance part shouldn't be as difficult. So to maintain our weight, then once we are like, okay, I don't want to lose weight anymore, I'm good. What we want to do then is we want to do a reverse diet, get back up to our maintenance level calories, as Joe was talking about. So when we do a reverse diet, let's say we end our calorie deficit and losing weight at 1,500 calories. What I would do for a reverse diet is start at 1,500 calories and then add in like 75 calories. So then you're eating 1,575 every day. Do that for a week. Then, increase your calories again, 50 to 75. Rinse and repeat. Keep doing that until you're no longer losing weight and you're not gaining weight. That is your new maintenance level calories.
Yeah.
All right. Your turn for a question. You got one for us?
All right. My questions are, or if I don't know why my questions do this. They fly up and then I lose like a bunch of them. So I'm just going to start with whatever I see.
That's fair. That's fair.
Is losing a lot of pounds the first week normal? I think it depends on how much you have to lose. If you have a lot of weight to lose, it's possibly normal. If you don't have a lot of weight to lose, you may be in too much of a deficit. It's really hard to gauge because I don't know you. It's Bailey Pugh 0924.
Yeah.
So
it can be normal.
Depends.
It depends. As with most things that we'll say, it depends on your unique circumstances.
Right.
So, you're going to be reducing your food intake, so there's a good chance that you will see some quick weight loss. But like Beth said, it depends on how restrictive you're being and where you're starting from. Somebody that's got is trying to lose more weight than somebody that's only trying to lose that last little bit. The person that's trying to lose that last little bit probably won't lose any of that first week.
Exactly.
And neither way is wrong. Neither way is wrong. So. I lost 50 pounds on the calorie deficit in 4 months. Fantastic. Congratulations, Sunflower 20018. Track calories and weight training. Absolutely, Joe. Yeah. Great question. Is my turn for a question?
Yes.
Is creatine really necessary for muscle gain? Is it necessary? No. But is it beneficial? Yes. And there's the nice thing is with creatine, contrary to popular belief, there's no negative side effects. There's been no proven negative side effects as far as I know. Yes, you may potentially gain weight, but it's not going to be fat. There's a difference between weight gain and fat gain. The reason being is because creatine is going to increase water retention and load your muscles up with water. And that's not all it's doing. It's helping with ATP, which is our energy currency, which is going to give us better workouts, allow us to push more weight, hopefully, which is then going to have a side effect of muscle gain. So, and our body produces creatine naturally. So that's a naturally occurring compound. We produce about 1 gram a day or so, our body does. Science shows us that about 5 grams a day is optimal for helping with ATP. So you can supplement with creatine. Definitely. You can get it in your food too, but it'd be very, very hard to get it. It's in meat and things like that. So you can supplement it with 5 grams a day.
Mm-hmm. All right. Abturum17, I love your podcast. Thank you. What are your thoughts on BCAAs for hydration, muscle recovery, waste of money?
Yeah. Hydration.
Branched chain amino acids, you can get those from protein. So drink your water, eat your protein. You don't need to buy BCAAs.
And they're not even a complete protein either. So you don't need them. If you get enough protein, we're always going to tell you guys, try to get all your nutrients and everything from real food. Even with protein powder, you don't need protein powder, but protein powder does have BCAAs in it, of course. So, let's see here. What is Mrs. Dan says? What is a best or better protein powder for beginner female approaching 40? And do you suggest pre-workout? So, do I suggest pre-workout? It's up to you, honestly. I personally don't take it very often, if ever. If I do need something, I eat real food and coffee. Yes, like Beth I drink black coffee. Yep. If I need it, about a half hour before my workout, and I'll eat some fruit on my way to the gym. And I'll make sure that I've had a meal within the last 2 or 3 hours before working out too. If you do those things, you don't need pre-workouts. What is the better protein powder? There is no best protein powder. But I mean, in terms of, you want to find a whey protein. From there, the brand, I mean, find a brand that you like, find a brand that's been tested and is verified to be substance free. Because again, guys, supplements are not regulated. So you don't really know what you're getting in your supplements. So that's why it's good to go to one that's been independently tested for foreign substances.
Right. All right, Chrissy Duke, what is the best diet to lose weight? There is no best diet.
Yeah, the best diet is the you diet. Right?
What works for you?
But having said that, the only way to lose weight is to be in a calorie deficit. Okay, so if you want to argue semantics, that is the best way, because it's the only way. All these other diets help you lose weight by putting you into a calorie deficit. They just do it in their own way. Keto, you're reducing carbs very, very low. It's like 20 or less. Right. Carnivore, you're not eating any fucking fruits or vegetables whatsoever. You're eating meat, cheese, and eggs. Intermittent fasting, you're reducing your feeding window. You're only eating 8 hours a day, so you're reducing your calorie intake in theory. All these other diets, they're reducing or restricting in some way to get into a calorie deficit. Or you can just be in a calorie deficit without restricting fucking anything other than your food, your amount of calories you're bringing in. So you don't need to eliminate food groups. You don't need to eliminate any foods unless, of course, that they do you harm physically, medically. So, like, if you're allergic to peanuts, don't fucking eat peanuts. It's common sense, guys. I actually got that question or a comment yesterday, Beth. Like, because I did a video the other day about healthy and unhealthy foods and how they don't exist. And this jackass said, like, your advice is going to get somebody killed. Why would you tell somebody they can eat peanuts if they're allergic to peanuts? I'm like, first of all, I never fucking said that, you idiot.
Oh my God. Wow.
But also, I'm not giving people advice if they have medical issues, if they are allergic to foods. Of course, I'm not going to fucking tell you to eat peanuts if you're allergic to peanuts, you jackass. Come on, get some common sense here. Yeah.
Wow. All right, this question has come up twice from Rachel Math. Advice for postpartum moms, way to get back into my routine, but don't want to lose my supply. Rachel, you just start small. And remember, you just had a baby. I don't know how long ago, but I'm guessing probably you have to think about like that, like recovering from being a mom or birth, I should say. And just, start maybe going for a walk with your child in the stroller. That's what I did, or in the carrier.
Yep.
And don't go into such a restrictive deficit if you are afraid of losing your supply. That your supply is important.
Yeah. And I want to add on to that too, Beth. I want to say, if you are postpartum, clear it with your doctor or OBGYN to make sure you can even start that, first of all. Okay. Get cleared from them first, but then also, you have to do it very carefully if you're going to do it, because that will impact your milk supply. You're going to need more calories than even if you were to lose weight normally. You're going to need more protein to keep a healthy milk supply. So you got to be very careful. So definitely consult with your doctor first.
Yep.
Okay, I got a question from Brad Ghost. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, Brad. He's a comedian, actually. If you don't follow him, you should. Brad, Gosse. He said, do cheat days help/hurt? So I'm not a fan of the term cheat day.
I just made a video about cheat days yesterday.
Did you? Okay, so definitely everybody go check that out. But cheat days, that implies, in the way I look at it, because Beth and I, we both care about having a healthy relationship with food, no restrictions, things like that. So cheat day implies that you're doing something bad and something wrong. So in that capacity, I think it can hurt your relationship with food potentially. Now, I do think that having a planned higher calorie day once a week within your calorie deficit is generally a good idea to help you with just staying mentally in it, right? Because being in a calorie deficit for an extended amount of time is fucking difficult. It's draining. So if you give yourself one day a week where you have a a meal or a day that's above your maintenance level calories, that's going to keep you, it's going to give you more food. It's going to keep you more mentally sane and engaged with it. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And then what's nice is you can take that extra food and you can crush it in the gym even better because you're going to have more fuel reserves.
Yes. All right, Betsy G16, what are your thoughts on drinking a gallon of water a day? It's not necessary. Just drink your water. Not everyone can drink a gallon of water a day.
Yeah, let's say I used to recommend a gallon a day just as a blanket statement, right? And I've moved away from that because let's say somebody's currently drinking 2 glasses a day, which I've seen that, right? Like not even. They can benefit from drinking 3 glasses a day. They can, you just need to drink more than what you're doing now. Same with steps. I hate when people throw around 10,000 steps as a blanket statement. If you're only getting 3,000 steps in a day, telling somebody to get 10,000 steps a day is stupid. So let's do 4,000 steps a day instead of 3. And then once we start consistently hitting 4, then we do 5, so on and so forth. Build on, do things small, and there's no reason to rush it. There's no reason to go big or go home. Just small increases over time.
I'm just realizing that I hope my audio is coming out because I'm on my phone for the live and I'm like computer for the Zoom. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, well, we'll figure it out. So yeah. The nice thing is the TikTok also does the recording for us. So if we need to, we can grab it from
that. That is true.
So, yeah.
Okay. I had a good question here. And all right. Manual doctor. Do you lose weight 3 times workout a week or got to be every day? All right. First, weight loss. Calorie deficit. Via the mouth. Via nutrition. All right. Don't go into your workouts thinking about how many calories you're going to burn, how much weight you're going to lose. Focus on your nutrition. Number 1 is the driver. I actually just made a video about this because someone asked me about adding calories back they burn from exercise. Which your calorie deficit already includes your activity. So when you figure out your calorie deficit, you're going to be like, is it sedentary, light activity, moderate activity, etc. So that already includes that.
Yep.
You don't need to worry about what can you do during the week, like consistently, and just move, walk. But there's not a perfect amount of days to work out.
Yeah, and I also want to say, because the question was like how many days to work out to lose weight, right? Is that what it was?
Right.
I want to add on to that. We don't exercise with the goal of weight loss and to burn calories and things like that. We're exercising and training and working out, whatever you want to fucking call it, to be healthy, to be strong, to build muscle mass, because that's going to benefit our quality of life and our health in the long run. Not burning 200 extra calories in a workout,
Right.
So
we gotta change that narrative around.
Ooh, I love this question here. Cat mom of 3 fur babes. What's a good starting weight training / strength course to start with? And I truly love this question. I honestly, you could literally start the starting strength program. I believe starting strength, it's what it's called. It's a 5x5 program, if I'm not mistaken. So you're going to be doing 5 sets of 5 for your main movements. I also like Jim Wendler's 531 program for getting really fucking strong. And it's very easy to understand the progressions and how to get stronger with that program. So if you're looking to get stronger, that I would start there. That'd be my recommendations. What about you?
Beth? She asked how to get stronger. Okay. I didn't hear the first part.
She said, what's a good starting weight training / strength course to start with? So I'm just going to assume she means strength there. So
yeah.
Do you have any other recommendations for any good programs to start with? Didn't you just release a free workout guide or
I do workouts? Free beginner workouts. Yeah.
Okay. So check that out too.
My newsletter today.
Boom.
Also, I have to say that Jordan Syatt, the Inner Circle, he has amazing workouts, monthly editions. So that's another option as well, to be honest.
Okay, here's a good question. Is it my turn or your turn? It's your turn.
I think it's my turn.
I just went. Nope, it's your turn.
Okay. My comments are all over the place. All right. you can't outrun your fork. So true. Okay. Hold on here. Oh, I know what this is coming from. All right. Okay. I've read that tracking magnesium, vitamin D, and fiber can help you lose weight. Do you agree?
No.
Not necessarily. I think it could be beneficial to know you're getting those nutrients in, but if you're over consuming, you will gain. So,
I mean, fiber can definitely help because fiber is going to be good. Right. If you're eating an adequate amount of fiber, it means you're probably eating a lot of whole foods, which is a good thing, especially for fat loss.
Yes.
So I wouldn't necessarily agree with anything else in that.
Right.
Of course, magnesium and vitamin D is very important for overall health and for wellness. So we'll start there.
I think that's overcomplicating tracking, to be honest.
It is. Yeah, I've never seen somebody track those specifically, and I would never ask somebody to track those.
Yeah.
Also, like if you're like, that would also come from guidance from like a registered dietitian or a doctor. Honestly,
yes.
If you need to be tracking those things, there's probably a very good reason for it, and you should definitely be doing that under the care of somebody that's qualified to do that, and I'm definitely not. So,
exactly.
Amy Schuler asked, "What is the best exercise to tone arms without bulking?" Okay, so toning. When people say toning, first, I don't want to sound pretentious here, but you can't tone a muscle. When people say tone, generally what they mean is get leaner, right? Lose a little bit of fat and show the muscle definition. So then the answer to that question is to be in a calorie deficit. So consume fewer calories than you're burning every day to help you with the fat loss. But also you want to do, so you need to do strength training. You need to do resistance training. So if you're wanting to show definition in your arm, you need to have definition. You need to have muscles in your arms.
Yes.
So definitely don't skip arm day. Essentially lose some body fat and make sure you're working your arms, both your biceps and your triceps. And actually, a lot of definition in our arms, people think it comes from our biceps, but it actually comes from our triceps. There's 3 muscles there versus 2. Somebody that has amazing arms is going to have really fucking good triceps.
Yeah, and delts.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, autism with Kino. I'm struggling with motivation to exercise. I can't get myself to exercise. All right, well, you just got to start. I can't motivate you and Matt can't motivate you. You literally have to take action. Action creates results, which then gets you motivated. So take that first step. No one's going to do it for you. No one's coming for you. No one's going to fucking knock on your door and say, let's go.
Nobody's coming for you.
No.
Sorry. It's you.
I don't have a special answer for that one.
Yeah. You're going to have to find your own motivation one way or another. So it can be helpful to understand why the fuck you're doing what you're doing, and don't say why you're doing what you're doing because you want to lose weight. That's not a good why. This should be like your mission statement. Like all these companies have mission statements, right? Like that should be your why is your mission statement. What is your ultimate purpose? Like what are you doing this for? Hopefully we're doing it to improve our quality of life, get healthier, increase our longevity of our life. Spend more time, quality time with our friends and family, growing up with raising our kids, playing with our kids, grandkids, things like that. So
yeah.
If that's not motivation enough for you, I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
So Care Ray 6 said, "My husband and I just bought and set up our own Rogue weight set, and I can't wait to start this lifestyle change." Yes, I love that.
Love it.
Rogue makes, in my opinion, the best equipment out there. That's what I've got in my home gym out in the garage. And plus, they're local to me, kind of. They're down in Columbus. I just love them. So I'm excited for you. That's amazing.
Love it. All right, Madison Finley. This is interesting. I like this. Why do you guys think people say it doesn't work for them, but say it's a thyroid or a health problem? Because it's hard to admit that you're the one holding yourself back. Sometimes. For me, like I looked for every fucking excuse in the world, but I was blaming it on my hormones. I even got them tested. Meanwhile, I was the one that wasn't fucking real with myself. I think that's the hard pill to swallow. So people will just look everywhere thinking it's something else, but deep down, it's you.
Got to get real with your shit, right?
That's what I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's be clear here. Those things, thyroid issues, hormonal issues, can make it harder. Okay. But if you just sit there and say, "Oh, I'm fucked. I've got hormonal issues," that now you're just rolling over, and blaming your condition. You can see a doctor. You can see a registered dietitian. You can see a specialist to manage those things. If you're not, then you're making an excuse for yourself.
If that's what you really think is going on, go get that shit checked out. But don't blame it on that unless you really know for sure.
Right, for sure. But and even with those conditions, even with thyroid issues and hormonal issues, a calorie deficit still applies. And that's one thing we hear all the time. Calorie deficit doesn't work for hormones. Yeah, it fucking does. It just, hormones affect the out portion of calories in, calories out. Mm-hmm. Your body isn't going to metabolize your energy that you're bringing in as efficiently either sometimes. So it impacts it, but it still applies.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. I think I understand why, because the people that are usually saying those things, first of all, are either impacted by them. So they're told by their guru or whoever that, that calorie deficit doesn't work for them. So they have to do all these other things. They have to do intermittent fasting or all these other things. But all those other things they're going to be trying is still going to be managing their caloric intake.
Right.
We want the pill. Your pill is more like, I don't care if you don't like vegetables, you're an adult. It's true. I don't fucking care if you don't like vegetables. You didn't like brushing your teeth as a child either, but hopefully your parents made you do it because it's fucking beneficial for us to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I really love how both of you are actually so honest about the whole situation. Great work. Well, thank you, Ms. MLB. We do appreciate that. Honesty is our forte.
Yes.
What was that?
Honesty is the best policy. I was going to say, just Vicky, she's asked this question a few times. I've seen it roll up. What sites do you guys use to find any new or proven research on nutrition and exercise science?
Great question.
That's a good one.
Oh, there's so many. First of all, we continue our education every year. If you're in this field and you're not continuing your education, you're going to be a dinosaur in months. Because nutritional sciences and exercise science, it's constantly evolving and we're learning new things constantly. Google Scholar is great if you're trying to do research. If you're trying to find, because when you're doing research, you're not just searching for what you want to find. So you want to do true research where you're looking at both sides of it and the pros and cons and everything. Other than that, I subscribe to a couple of different. PubMed is great. PubMed is fantastic.
Alan Aragon has a great, I'm subscribed to Alan Aragon's monthly, he has a website only for members. It's like $10 a month and he has new research all the time. I learned from like Lane Norton, Novalsky. Every time they come up and find new science, I research what they found, kind of things like that.
Yeah. So Beth and I aren't experts, but we follow and we trust experts, and when they talk about this stuff, we listen. And also, like Beth said, with Alan, I actually buy Lane Norton. BioLane has a subscription service as well. I subscribe to that, where he does research reviews and everything like that are exclusive to his subscribers. And those Alan and Lane are two of the best. They're going to be unbiased. They're going to give you the facts. They're going to present things from both sides. And they're going to cut through the shit for you. And then we take that stuff that we learn from them, and we translate it essentially into a way that everybody can understand. Although they do a really good job at that, especially Lane. Lane does a really fucking good job at making it accessible for everybody. He speaks our language for sure. He drops the fuck bombs too. So.
Right.
All right. For morning cardio, is it more or less beneficial to eat prior? It does not matter. Fasted cardio does not matter. You will burn a little bit more fat when you're doing fasted cardio in the moment, but over the course of the day, it doesn't matter. You will not. It'll even out. So it doesn't matter. If you want to eat prior to your morning cardio, go for it.
Yeah.
The only people that should really be worrying about fasted cardio are like high-level bodybuilders, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, what was your question, Beth?
Ethan Hink lurked. If your activity isn't consistent, couldn't that prevent you from staying in a calorie deficit? Think about it. If you are in a coma, just think about it. Like you're laying there, right? You're losing weight, but you're non-active. Really, it's this. Once again, the nutrition. Obviously, if you're, not getting your NEAT in and all that stuff, you're gonna have a lower metabolic rate.
Yeah. So Beth, right? So our metabolism and the energy, the calories that we burn every day consists of primarily 4 things. And of course, there's thousands of things that go into this, but generally speaking, there's 4 different things. So it's our BMR, our basal metabolic rate, which is like Beth said, if you were in a coma every day, that's how many calories you would burn every day just for your body to keep you alive. It's a lot more calories than you might think it is, which is why we always tell you not to eat under your BMR.
It's over 1,200 most likely.
It's over 1,200 from almost everybody.
Yes.
And even if it's not, like maybe your baseline metabolism is 1,200, but then with all these other factors that I'm going to mention really quickly, it's going to be higher. So then the other 3 parts of our total daily energy expenditure every day is the thermic effect of food. So the food that we're eating every day, our body expends energy to break that down, especially protein. Your body expends more energy to break down protein versus any other macronutrient, carbs or fat. Then we have our exercise activity, our calories burned from direct intentional exercise, so strength training, cardio, things like that. Then we have our non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That's one of the biggest factors of how many calories we burn every day. So that's going to be activities like walking the dog, doing the dishes, doing housework, things like that. And it's funny, I was talking with a client on the phone last night, and she's been struggling. She struggles to get like 6,000 steps in every day, right? So the deal with her husband is like she cooks dinner and he does the dishes or something like that. She's like, I'm really struggling to get my steps. So she kicked her husband off of dish duty, and now she cleans up and does the dishes afterwards and everything to help her. She's like, because I'm just going to be sitting there walking around the house getting steps in anyway. So at least now I'm being productive and getting it in, So
nice.
Bird Guy says walking is so underrated. Yes, it is. It is, in my opinion, the most underrated form of exercise there is. And anybody that tells you walking is not exercise, disregard everything they've ever told you, probably, because or at least about exercise, because it absolutely it's accessible for everybody. Most people can do it, assuming you have the ability to walk. So
that's like someone said in my comments section, exercise is not part of, or walking is not part of your NEAT. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding me?
Right. So you're saying those 6,000 steps that I've gotten, or whatever, are not part of my NEAT? Okay.
Yeah. She said it's part of your EAT, your exercise activity thermogenesis. So it's not included. If it's planned, it's not included in your NEAT. I was like,
so I'm planning to do the dishes, and I got steps in doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beth, what does your sweatshirt say? It says "fuck keto." You can get it from Matt Lauer Fits.
Yeah.
Bio.
I should have worn your sweatshirt today.
I know.
That's my shirt. Fuck keto, guys.
Fuck.
Let's see. Blonde Shell says, Beth, I used the hand mixed shredded chicken trick. Best thing ever. I'm not sure what that is. What is that?
I had a video or made a video the other day with my shredded chicken, salsa shredded chicken, and I just shred the chicken and use a hand blender.
Oh, I love that.
And it works really well.
I love salsa chickens. It's so convenient. Yeah. That's a great fat loss food, right? Like that's a high volume food, low calories, salsa chicken.
Yeah.
Make it in the crock pot.
Yeah, because you can use it for everything. I put it on top of rice. I put it in tacos. You name it. Salad. It's a good protein for the week. Yeah.
There's a good question here I want to touch because I know we only have about 10 minutes left. Bailey Pugh 0924 said, can calories roll over? This is difficult one to answer. Ultimately, the way I look at it is a calorie deficit for the week. So day by day doesn't really matter, but try to be in a calorie deficit for the week. So with that stipulation there, yes, calories could roll over, but I don't do it that way. I'm not a fan of doing it that way. For instance, if you go over calories today, you're not going to subtract from your calories tomorrow. You're just going to move the fuck on and stick. So no, calories should not roll over. You shouldn't be adding or taking away from them based on what you did the previous day. So,
or restricting all week so you can binge on the weekend kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that's
very not a habit
that's
to
bad.
get into.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, you got a question? By the way, how many people do you have in your live stream?
126.
Nice. I've got 80, so we got about 200 people here. What up, y'all?
Woohoo! All right. What do you think of Weight Watchers? Annalise 6422 wants to know.
What do we think about Weight Watchers?
I'm not a fan of I don't know. It's, to be honest, it's probably the better of all of them. If I had,
I was just going to say that.
But really, are you going to do Weight Watchers for life?
They'd like you to, but
right.
I agree with you, Beth. Out of all the diets, out of all the plans and programs out there, I would say Weight Watchers would be the one that I hate the least.
Right. Right.
Because really, it's got some good concepts. I mean, they encourage eating whole foods and things like that. But I think they've just taken a calorie deficit and made their own version of a calorie deficit. They're counting points is a calorie deficit. You're counting calories just with their own way of doing it, which that doesn't. What does that teach you about nutritional value of food? In my opinion, it's not really teaching you much. It's teaching you points rather than energy. So that's why I don't like it.
Right.
But also, I don't think Weight Watchers does this anymore, but I know the old Weight Watchers was pretty fucking toxic in terms of the way they did their weigh-ins and made you weigh in front of everybody, and they made you pay in if you didn't meet your weigh-in and things like that. Yes. So Weight Watchers has a very toxic and disordered past. I know they've done a lot of work to try to fix that image of theirs, but I think they're always going to be their reputation is always going to precede them. I think. Yep. That's my opinion.
You got a question for you next?
Yeah, sure. What's your opinion on calorie deficit? We love a calorie deficit if your goal is fat loss.
Wait, you need to be in one.
Yep, we approve. I love that question.
This is a great one. Tara closes. How are you? What's your guys' opinions on lists? Low intensity. Oh my God, low intensity.
Low intensity steady state training, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's great.
We do it every day. That's honestly our preferred method for people to get their activity and walking. Beth and I,
you know what?
Huge advocates. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and to be honest, actually, Jordan Syatt just did a video yesterday about low intensity. Oh my God, I can't even fucking think of the steady state. It's like
you need more coffee.
Tongue twister. I need, you know what? I need food. I have not had my second breakfast, so I'm hungry.
Second breakfast.
Low intensity steady state.
Are you a hobbit?
I'm hungry. So go, if you guys don't follow Jordan, he just did a video on this, explained it really well. It's super important for cardiovascular health. He talks about how low intensity steady state builds, muscle around your heart and all different kinds of things. So watch it.
Yep.
He's been actually researching it a lot lately. He's into that right now.
I love that. And Jordan's the man, and he was on our podcast too. So if you haven't given that one a listen to, he was on our podcast. I think it was episode 10 with us. Definitely check that one out for more of his philosophies too. Here's a great question. I am Riley 16 says, what are the common barriers you see with your clients that are the hardest to overcome? By far, one of the biggest ones is having that all or nothing mindset. A lot of my work with clients is helping them to break that mindset down and overcome it. What I mean by all or nothing, right? Like expecting perfection. I can't make today's workout, so like fuck it. I'm just or my diet starts Monday, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pig out all weekend or something like that. That's an all or nothing mindset. That's what's keeping you from getting results, honestly. Nothing is all or nothing. It's not black and white. It's the full spectrum of colors.
Fitness 581, Jordan's last name, it's Syatt, Syatt.
Yep. The 3 main compound lifts are crucial. I've mastered those: bench press, deadlifting, and squats. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, so when we're starting strength training and working out, guys, like we should be focusing on the basics. Get really good at those movements: bench pressing, deadlifting, and squatting. And I would even add overhead pressing in there. And then even a row. If we were only do 5 movements, it'd be, bench press, deadlift, squat, overhead press, and a row. You could even, of course, if you want to say all 7, it's lunging and then walking and like twisting. So that's really 8. But yeah.
All right.
Your turn.
Janet Cake, is alcohol once a week if in a deficit all week? This is my hardest obstacle. Okay, Janet, when you say this is your hardest obstacle, what do you mean? Is it when you say if you're drinking once a week, or are you cutting to once a week? Let me know more, but alcohol can be a deterrent. If you are trying to work in alcohol in your deficit and it's overtaking the whole weight loss situation, you got to rethink your relationship with alcohol. Yeah. A lot of people are actually now talking more about alcohol.
They are.
Honestly, you have a weight loss goal, or do your actions map your goals? I love this Eric Roberts Fitness. He was on our podcast. I love when he said that. You really got to take that into consideration.
Yeah, I will say this from my perspective. I drink on occasion, but if I ever want to intentionally lose fat again, I will cut out alcohol, because like that, it has no place for me. It serves no purpose when I'm trying to lose fat. Because if I drink alcohol now, and first of all, now if I drink alcohol, I can literally drink 1 or 2 and I get a fucking hangover the next day. It's bullshit, I'm 35 and I get hangovers from 1 drink. But that also then impacts your next couple of days, your mood, your anxiety, your stress, skipping workouts, increased hunger, all those things. So
yeah.
Oh my God, Beth, it's been an hour already. Can you believe that? Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Do you have to go right away, or do we want to do 1 or 2? I've got a 12:15 set up, so. Mm-hmm.
Isaac J4, I totally got skipped, and I'm trying to look back, and I don't see any question from you.
Sometimes questions get censored by TikTok guys too, so.
Okay, yeah, and it says, please get to my question. I still don't see it. I got a major question. Okay, Isaac, what is it? Because I don't see it. Okay, I see it now. What can I eat? Like, I don't care, 3 cheat meals if I'm going to try to get bigger. I'm tired of being skinny.
Ooh, great question.
Yes, I think we talked about that
we did.
At the beginning.
Yep.
You got it.
Calorically dense foods are going to be your best friend. Honestly, when you're trying to gain weight, and if you're struggling to put on weight, stop eating, and I hate this term, clean. Stop, eat more calorically dense foods. Enjoy it. Like, eat the full fat versions of foods. Eat, cook with more oils. Eat more peanut butter if you like it. Eat more cheese. Eat more calorically dense foods. So that way you're not increasing your volume, you're just increasing your calories.
Right. Exactly. Kelly, just wanted to say, Beth, thank you for your voice messages yesterday. It really has inspired me. You're welcome, Kelly.
I love that.
I send voice messages in response to my Instagram because it's easier than typing them out. So
for sure. Let's see here. Do you want to do one more question? Let's see here. I'm just gonna scroll through these really quickly. See if I see anything that I want. Let's see. There's a lot of them. I just want to find a really good one here. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to take this one. Whole eggs versus egg whites. They're both fine. There's nothing wrong with whole eggs. The egg white, of course, has the protein, but then the yolk, the whole egg, has the nutrients and fat and cholesterol and things like that. It's good cholesterol. So definitely don't skip out on the whole egg. If you're trying to save calories or whatever, you could do like 1 or 2 whole eggs with some egg whites. That way you still get the flavor and the nutrients from the whole egg, and you're getting the extra protein from the whole egg whites. So it isn't a versus thing. You know, it's not whole eggs versus egg whites. They both have their place. They're both fine, but don't think that one is worse than the other.
Yeah, when I'm trying to lose fat, I'll get a carton of egg whites because it's got more protein in it, and you need a ton more.
Yeah.
And then when I'm not, I'll eat the whole egg. It's not really like here nor there, really, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be goal specific. So, all right. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that fucking hour flew by. Wow.
It's already noon. Insane.
So, guys, before we leave, if you haven't already tuned into our podcast, if you're new to us here, Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon, everywhere. Go ahead and check us out. If you like our content here on TikTok, you will love the podcast. And this podcast episode should be coming out within a couple of weeks. We'll let you know when it's out so you guys can tune in. So
awesome, guys.
Amazing. All right, Beth, it was good chatting with you and good chatting with everybody else. You guys have an amazing weekend. And that is a wrap for this episode of Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt. Did we help you cut through the bullshit? We want to know. Send us a DM on Instagram and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear them. And if you did find this one helpful, why not share this episode with a friend? I know I personally love it when a friend shares their favorite podcast with me, along with a text saying, "Oh my God, you have got to check out this podcast. You'll love it." And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss future episodes.